Hey, you guys, welcome to the podcast show, Let's Get Kicked Out. I'm your host, Carrie, and to my left, we have Coffee Crew member Megan. To the back, we have Coffee Crew member Jackie, and to my right, we have Coffee Crew member MJ. So tonight's topic, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to kind of just freestyle and mix it up, but we can't go into this without first acknowledging you guys. Happy Classic Weekend. Hope you out there enjoying, staying safe, but yet at the same time having fun. We also want to talk about some things that's kind of been going on. We'll try to slide it in. But the main topic tonight, we're going to be talking about Mr. Social Media, Instagram, fantastic, narcissistic. Now you got busted, wide open, everybody in your business, Derrick Jackson. So you guys, as you know, he's one of those ones who kind of built his wealth with just social media fame. Basically just telling, girls, women what to look out for with dating, the different things to watch, kind of like what the men say, ratting on the guys, telling all the secrets. Mm-hmm. But we want to kind of, dig into his life a little bit because, we ain't happy about it. I personally purchased his book about a couple of years ago. It's right here, actually. I still want it.
So unfortunate.
And I'm starting to regret buying it because I'm just like, how can you give so much advice to guys about or girls about what they should be looking out for, what guys shouldn't be doing and all this, and then here you are, been cheating since seems like day one. So we're gonna open it up to everybody. Y'all chime in. Let me know what you think, what your feelings are about the whole situation yourself.
It's about securing the bag. He told people what they wanted to hear.
I agree.
They ate it up. He got that money, but now he's caught.
I also want to say, he wasn't, I don't think he good looking anyway, but he wasn't all that good looking back in the day, different levels, different devils,
That's right. Yeah.
So I don't think he was used to attractive women like that coming at him anyway. Or,
right.
You know how you get curved out because you was ugly back in the day, and now you got so many options. It's like,
right.
He ain't know what to do with it.
What you feel about it?
Well, I don't know a lot about him, but from what I read, he just wanted to get the money. Like, he told women what they wanted to hear, and he built his fame off being an author. Now he's a multimillionaire. Like, I just think he told everybody what they wanted to hear because obviously you were not living like that. Like, you cheated on this lady 8 times with 8 different women. And then you had the nerve to bring her in front of the camera, making her look stupid. Like, this me personally. I would have not came in front of the camera with him. Like, not at all.
He said she wanted to do that, though.
Did she?
That's what he said. Judging by this video, he got her grip tight, and she looking pretty forced. And what she said to herself that, he didn't make her.
It
but
looks...
The body language.
All that talking in the video.
He was.
He always doing like he talked too much.
He was.
He talked too much.
He was.
That's his problem.
And you can tell a lot about body language, and the way he's like holding her and gripping her. His hand is like he's forcing her. Like, yes. I don't think she wanted to do that. Like, cause you can tell, like, from body language. I know I can, like, you pick up a lot from body language.
Man, body language is like one of the loudest languages.
Exactly. Like, the way he holding her hand, and it's like, he kind of, like, she forcing her to do that.
A lot of people say they didn't know he was married. I don't really follow him. Mm-hmm. So, like, they say he didn't post his wife a lot.
And I don't follow him either, MJ. Like, until now, our topic, I didn't know a lot about him at all.
I really do think, like, during the dating period of their relationship, it was, like, very secret. And I was following him. Like, I was posting stuff, things that I could relate with dealing with my own personal relationships. And I was posting his stuff left and right. And I never saw her while, they were dating or whatever. But then when he proposed, that's when I found out. And then didn't know he had a child with her as well. So he kept her under wraps for a while. But she even said it herself, like, it wasn't his first time cheating. He had, like Megan said, he cheated so many times. But it's like, how can you sit back and give all this advice, rag on so many people like John Gray,
He did.
so many other people, being caught cheating, saying what they shouldn't have been doing or what that, and you out here doing the very same thing. Like you done put yourself on a pedestal, and like MJ said, like different levels come different devils. Like you ain't even playing with the same level of women, so you out here, of course, you exposed. More people know you. They gonna flock around you, and so now you got the money now. So
it's narcissism,
right? And if you're gonna be like a relationship guru, I thought the whole point is to practice what you preach. Like you out here telling us to do this and that, but you doing the opposite.
At the end of the day, it's really about the image.
Yeah,
true.
The image.
True.
Whether the inner workings look crappy or not, it's about the image. He's married. Yeah,
he's still a man though. Like he's not perfect, and I ain't saying saying what he did was right, but he a man, and you know what I'm saying. Like, so she forgave him, So why everybody so mad about that? I'm just asking.
Man, because he got my money, man.
But it's a lot of people got your money in there, you know what I'm saying? The product don't work.
I'm over here reading like, he know what he talking
so
about.
Do you feel like do you feel like what he was saying was invalid because he's not doing it?
Actually, you know what? That's a good point.
Yeah,
that's a good point, because maybe he can speak more on it, and what to say, because he is the one doing it.
Exactly.
And he can warn women about it because he know what he is.
Exactly. He was speaking from a man's point of view, even though he was not that man. I mean, he had some good points.
Right.
So
he did have some good points, but you know what? I think, like, at the end of the day, like you said, MJ, like Jackie, I believe it's just all about the dollar. Like, it's an image. He wanted to tell people what they wanted to hear because he would rack in the money and get all these followers, and I just think he did it because of the money. That's what I think he did it for.
But I don't think he would have been hit as hard from his listeners and followers if he would have been honest. Like, I'm not perfect. I struggle in these areas, and then spoke on situations relating to, what the people are going through, not really actually judging them, but actually just say, like, I can understand how this man has messed up because this is what I deal with in this area. But he turned around just straight, crucified them, and just because, they, cheated a couple of times, and he out here and cheated
a couple.
Like,
I can understand a couple. But, I'm saying understand, but like, everybody make mistakes. But he purposely he ate different women. All the women were the same.
Said, if you cheat, it's because you want to.
Right.
So,
Right. But then so he knew what he was doing. Right. What about the video that was released with him? Apologizing and just telling his listeners, his viewers, all this stuff, and then he was recording it apparently in front of one of the mistresses' house.
I heard that.
So
too.
And one of his
are
mistresses
you really sorry for it?
Let me ask y'all, this word narcissistic, that has been coming up a lot.
Yo.
Do y'all think that has something to do with social media now?
Yes.
Everyone's just really into themselves.
Yes.
Like a brand.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I believe, man, that the whole narcissism, because you got the disorder, you got the personality, you got just the spirit of it. And I think social media is like one of them just platforms that just kind of feeds it. And it's a vanity spirit too, but it's like everybody just wants to talk about themselves and just be in the front.
Human nature too, also.
Right.
But to what extent?
But you miss trauma, childhood. You don't get over your childhood ways, and you miss trauma, rejection, abandonment, and all this other stuff in it. It's gonna produce and make up this little narcissistic little person.
Yeah.
Because I think he preyed on her too. She just looked so.
Which is what they do.
He preyed on her. She just looked like she don't have her own voice. Like
she doesn't have her own identity.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like, she struggled. The things that she struggled with is like he pulled her into some things. You know?
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can tell a lot by body language. And that video that was online, he looked like he forced her to do that.
Right.
Because there's no way in the world. Like I understand us being, you know, we're a couple, we being, you know, showing that affection and, you know, loving or whatever. But it just looks like he's forcing her to hold his hand, and
she could have said no. She wasn't in any other his videos.
Right.
Well, guys, we just, you know, just now, you know, diving into this. We're going to get a little deeper into it. But right now, we're going to go to a break. And we'll see you in a second. All right, we back, y'all. We're going to look at this video.
Last year. But, you know, a lot has been said already about what was the cause and all that other stuff. Some of it is true. Some of it is completely false. But the truth is, and I'm saying it here now, is that Derrick Jackson was involved with other women outside the marriage. And by involved, I want to be clear, I'm not talking about just casually kicking it, maybe a lunch or something like that. I'm talking about as serious as sex, to sexual flirtation and meeting up and that kind of thing. And some things that otherwise maybe...
Man, she look like she over it. She look like, I'm so drained.
Okay, and when he said, I'm not just saying I was involved like casually. Okay, then were you in full-fledged relationships with these ladies? Because I mean basically that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Like
he was on like the balcony.
Okay, he making okay.
So she said she was pregnant and everything.
Yeah, dude, I have no respect for you at all.
Without my wife's knowledge of it and with us having a sexual history, all of it falls under the umbrella of inappropriate, cheating, affair, stepping out. Definitely not in alignment with the vows that I took.
Let's go. Man, so.
Child boy.
I was sitting up here looking at her face like she looking like, man, your days, I got your days numbered.
She really looked like she's
she
scared.
forgave him.
She looks scared and uncomfortable. She really do. Like,
she said she forgave him, y'all. Like, y'all late to the party. That's between her and her man. Like,
it is. But they allowed us in when they decided to put it on.
True.
So should she not forgive him?
No, she should. But this
she got to do what's best for her.
She got to do what's best for her, man.
She signing papers, but at the end of the day, I ain't married, so don't take my advice.
Right.
And man, you right on it.
What's her name? Denia?
I think so.
Miss Jackson. I'm going to call you Miss Jackson. I'm going to talk directly to you at this particular moment. It ain't nothing wrong with you wanting to save your marriage. Ain't nothing wrong with you wanting to, you know, just continue to just, you know, support him. But got to do what's best for you.
Yes.
And you said you was going to come back and this was his last time. So I'm going to need you to start putting some things in order for yourself. Because if he don't change or he fall back into it, I'm not convinced. I'm not.
I was about to say, how do y'all know he hasn't changed? He said this is old.
I'm not.
And like, at what point do you give up on somebody changing? What's the time frame? Because he said this was old. We just found out about it. I don't know.
How old?
Right, how old?
I don't know. He said,
but he also said that after the first 2 times he cheated, that he changed. But he did it 8 times.
Oh, he counted.
Right. These
Precisely.
some character flaws right here.
Mm-hmm.
Precisely.
All of his mysteries were on the internet. Like, they had pictures of all, and all of them looked the same. They had the same
so let's
physique.
go into this superficial thing that we were talking about with, you know, because he wasn't that muscular when he, you know, when they first started
in his younger days.
So, like, he started to, you know, work out more, whatever. I don't think she changed her image that much. But then again, she had kids, you know, whatever.
The body does change.
Yeah,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
It
So
does.
they were saying that he was picking these Instagram models per se,
Right.
versus what he had at home. And I seen somebody that they said, well, this is a perfect example when, you know, you get the man and you stop doing what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
How do y'all feel about that?
I feel like this. If Beyonce can be cheated on,
You right.
ain't no woman safe.
Well, Russell ain't cheating on Sierra, but she fine.
But that's his mindset. Like, he is very mature.
Right.
Right. I was gonna say it's all
Right.
about
And
your
then they-
maturity level,
But they
your
got
mindset.
Russell. They call him what? A simpleton or something.
Lame.
What they call him?
I
lame.
deal with lame all day.
Lame.
I don't think it's that. I just think like we in this social media society, and it's like they want Future to be the. You know what I'm saying? Like they want you to
Right.
have a future. Everybody want a faithful hood nigga. Can I say that? Everybody want that. You know what I'm saying? They don't want a Russell. You know what I'm saying? They don't like nice guys.
I
Like,
think-
They want a mixture of the two.
I
They want them to
think
be
Russell
They
is
want
the
them the mixture of the two.
Example of when you set certain things, certain values and morals and standards as your foundation, and when you make that, you know, like your structure,
Mm-hmm.
like how everything falls into place. And I don't think Derrick Jackson has done it from day one. Like create a structure, like create those foundational things that you know is gonna actually if you know you weak, like at seeing some nice little shapely hourglass figure woman, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like maybe you shouldn't have little means between you and her. Like if you're attracted to a female, you don't really have control over yourself, then maybe you shouldn't, you know, set appointment dates or something, or maybe you should have you should have a babysitter, have somebody accompanying you who can keep you accountable. Like that's your weakness. So know the things about you that you know that you weak at, and then don't put yourself in them.
just don't do it.
You know,
just don't do it. Because if that's it's gonna forever be your temptation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't fight temptation like that. Especially like I said, different levels.
Different deal.
Exactly. So
right.
and you saying you rooted in the word and all of this. No,
Right.
you using that as a platform
Exactly.
to make money.
To make money.
But the same, but you can't. The seed that you sow, you know what I'm saying, is what you're gonna reap.
You're gonna get it back.
So you can't sit here and falsify yourself on social media and think that you weren't gonna get exposed.
Right.
So that's why exactly. So it's coming out.
And that's why they went so hard. The women, his mistresses, went so hard at him. Like you seen him making it seem like you Mr. Legit, Mr. Right for so
And you
long.
not.
I think that's another reason they tried him. Like women love to see a faithful guy. And there's some women out there that's praying on them too, like, oh, is he really that faithful? Especially if he's popular. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So they like, oh well, let me hop in and do it. Even if
Let me just try.
Let me
exactly.
slide.
So when
Right.
you bite, the moment that you bite,
MJ, man, you right. Because you got some women out here, they don't even want the man. They just want to know
Right.
if they can have the man
Exactly.
when they want him.
Right.
so that's up to that man.
I mean,
And
I'm not
that's what
attacking-
he preached
I'm
about.
not attacking the mistress, you know, I ain't trying to say that that's why they did it, but it's so many women who like that, like they don't even really want you, and I'm like, man, I be wanting to tell dude, like, are you even aware that that's what she doing? Like, you finna tear down your good thing,
Right.
and this one out here just trying to try you because she just feel like she can, like,
For one night of pleasure.
It's
Well,
all
you know
about
what?
the 80-20 rule.
But you know
Don't
what?
mess up
Most-
your 80,
most
but it's
little
20%.
Right.
That
like-
20 might been intense to him. That was some
19
serious 20.
man, it ain't even 20 though.
Nope.
It's off a little bit.
Like this, like most people, they want what they can't have, and what they need, they don't want it.
Why do you think that is?
Man, because like listening to his wife, man, she sound like she like I'm doing what's best for, you know, my family and stuff, you know. She's quoting these scriptures, man. She got, you know, like, you know, seems like I'm in this fight, you know, I'm gonna do what God says. I'm gonna do what God says, you know, this is what God says. She declaring the word, she going hard with that and stuff too. And I'm like, dude, you got a nice solid son. You got a solid wife. Like, you got not just a woman you married to. You got a solid wife. Like, she praying. Like, I'm going to go pray.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to go to, you know, gossip your name in the street and mess you up or slam you. I'm going to just go pray about it. And
I think he prayed on that. You know, he used God. You know what?
he got some voice out.
As a
You
platform.
gotta have discernment because he used that against her. He
Right.
in the church praising and
Right.
talking about what God did, but God ain't do that for you. You know what I'm saying? You was listening to the devil because 8 times. Now you know what? I could honestly sit here and say maybe once or twice.
Twice.
Because
Right.
you're working on yourself. The second time might
But
be
8
Yeah, man. But how long they been together too though?
since
Oh, wow.
2000.
When they had their first, let's see.
And then she stuck
16.
between a rock
Well,
and a hard place.
2016. Then they got married in what? 2018.
Oh, yeah.
18. They had
What's
their
best for her is to
first
stay.
baby in 2016.
No income.
Sorry, y'all.
She has no kind of income coming in for herself. She's totally dependent on
She
him.
have all the income she filed for divorce. I'm just saying.
Man, that's my advice to
I'm
her.
just saying. She
Hey,
will.
Go back home, but line your ducks in a row. Be smart about that thing.
Exactly.
And they can pay those lawyers.
And even though yes,
It's
you're
public.
you're a praying woman, God will give you strength. You can do better.
Mhm.
Go ahead, go fly. Go spread your wings.
That's
And she's not an
another
ugly
thing.
girl. Go ahead and go on by your business and leave him. I mean, that's just my personal opinion.
She's not ugly at all.
I'm
Time.
tired of people
She's
using
she's a
scripture to
beautiful girl.
control.
Oh,
She's
time.
She one of them deacon suits, man. You know what? We gotta talk. That just swerved into the superficial stuff, man. But alright, take it away.
All right, y'all, we back. So let's see what we gonna pick up from. Let's see. Yeah, what we was talking about?
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
Oh, how his wife need to just go ahead and just spread her wings, go to the courthouse, get the papers, and just
And fly about that too.
yes.
Yeah.
That's
Get
probably
your money,
all she
girl.
knows.
Yeah.
Like it's harder for women to leave a man because if she would have cheated on him one time,
It is.
he would have left.
Probably so.
Probably.
Yeah.
Man, men be so hurt.
She
Hey.
stay at home mom too.
And you know what, MJ?
I think
why
he
is
did.
that?
He did that on purpose. Like he made sure that she was in a position to need him.
So I always
So-
need him.
And
Yeah,
got
so
that
she
control.
wouldn't- Yeah.
Yep.
And
So-
she fell for it because you
Yeah.
know most women be like, "No, this sound like a trap. You don't want
Mhm.
to work. You don't want to do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you so eager to jump in and be like, I don't want to work anyway. Like that say about a lot about you
Mm-hmm.
mentally. And you know, no disrespect to the stay-at-home moms and all that, but like you gotta have a different type of mindset to trust somebody to completely.
And
take
you
care
got
of.
to have
Yes.
an exit strategy.
Yeah, I agree.
Trust no one.
Yeah.
Perfect example right here.
And that's the thing, like when you Google her, like it's nothing coming up.
Mm.
He didn't really talk about her a lot. That's
I know
the thing. It wasn't about her.
Like I know
Right.
she does music, like
She do?
she's a musician.
In the church.
Shoot, I don't know what kind of music she
If
working
you can't go, it must
But
be in the church.
I'm
Then.
Googling, I'm like, I don't see anything.
Yeah,
like
'cause
she
It wasn't
All
really
I-
about her.
All I
And that's
saw
how he
was-
wanted it though. I think that was his intention because they were saying he never posted her. He never
He
talked
didn't.
about his private life. So if something came up like this, she was unreachable. You see what I'm saying?
But that's the thing, like, while you building so much wealth, like, just with your name, yeah, she benefit from it because she's your wife, but what are you, like, she's supporting you, but how are you supporting her?
Right.
Like, it's both of you guys. Like, it's just not about him. So, like, I'm trying to figure out, like,
Money.
I mean, she probably got a lot of different things she could be doing. And how are you helping? Like, I can't
But he
find
told-
anything.
But he told her to be a stay-at-home mom.
Man, that's like,
That's it.
that's selfish right there. I mean,
I'm an
like,
advocate for women. Ladies, have your own. Even if they do want you to stay at home, you need to have your little at-home hustle.
right.
Somewhere you can have you some income. So if stuff like this happens, if a man wants to
Right.
control you or manipulate you in any type of way, you got you an exit strategy. You
Right.
can dip on out.
I
'Cause it's
100%
like
agree.
she existing behind his shadows. Like she have no
Yes.
identity of her
Mhm.
own.
And don't dim yourself for no man.
Amen, Jackie. That I believe, like, even not just with Derek Jackson, like when you get in a relationship, do not, like, whatever you do not start anything that you cannot keep up with.
Right. Exactly.
So when you get in a relationship, don't stop wanting to get your hair done. Don't stop dressing up for yourself. You know,
don't stop hanging with your girlfriends.
Don't stop hanging with your girlfriends. Do exactly
probably
what
can
you
be
were
with them all the
doing
time, but
before you met that person. But also, you know, relationships are about sacrificing and compromising. So when you get with that person, you all talk about things. It's not saying you hang out all times of night and this and that. But no, you have an identity for yourself. don't just get in there. You depending on somebody. You have your own stuff. And like Jackie said, don't dim your light. Keep up exactly what you were doing before you met that person.
Right.
I'm a true believer in that.
Right. Because I just feel like, I mean, as much stuff and as how long he's been out here in the public eye, like she should be equal. Like it should be something that she's putting into some type of investment that she's making, which maybe she has it. We just don't know. Maybe I ain't digging.
Maybe he's talking about the pillow talk that they talk about. You don't ever know how much she contributed to.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? You never know.
Mm.
He probably picking her brain like, what you think women want? Like, tell me from your perspective. You know how sometimes we at work we brainstorm and talk. So you never know how much of this information came from his wife.
Well, sister, I need her to write a book. Come on, sister, where your book is?
You know what? That would be smart because a lot of people would read that book.
Oh yeah,
Right. I think
and be behind her. Yeah,
I think she definitely to me to put her story in a book.
She needs to do a tell all.
And you know what? I would buy her book. I would, because I want to know. I want to know. Like, baby girl, what you doing to, overcome this for real? Like, put it all in there. You know,
it also could be a what not to do book because clearly,
right. And then how she comfortable in her what she called it? What her hat was?
What did she call it?
Her Him in the Salvation hat, bunny.
Man, that was just.
She was comfortable with it.
That was deep.
I mean, maybe she on another level that I don't know anything about, but I know if my honey on the video and he got his nice best attire on, and I'm sitting here looking like I just woke up.
I don't think she's that girly anymore. Like in the wedding picture we looked at, I don't think because she dead ass be wearing 3-piece suits to church now. Like I don't think she's that girly anymore.
Wow.
Even on like if you pull up her Instagram, she just doesn't have a lot of girly pictures currently. Like, so she's really covered up. She had like a turtleneck on with the suit. That didn't look. You know how you have like women's suits? It wasn't that.
It wasn't even
It wasn't that.
Wow. She's a beautiful girl.
But it really is nothing
about her. No,
not at all.
What's the expectation when you Google her? What did you want to see?
Like, she's working on this. She got this goal. He's doing this, but yet she's behind the light doing this. Like for example,
or she graduated from such and so. Like, tell us something.
Like, maybe she didn't want to be in that. You know what I'm saying?
That's true, but like, I mean, at some point, like, it got to be some type of like, I'm gonna catch that vision. I'm gonna catch it. And
does it though?
I'm just, I
maybe
guess
it wasn't like that for her. Like if you are so used to being behind the scenes and you want to stay there, it could have been just like I'm married. Like you know how people.
But that's it. Is that all that she has?
Maybe that's all she wanted.
Comfortable with.
Because look at now. Married. Look how she's so in the light, and there's nothing good to say about her. But besides, she's a good looking one. Like
but I think,
it's not like it cut out all the scrutiny, all this and that. He could have got in that video by himself and said my wife this and that, but he chose to put her out there, which it really hurt her more than it helped her.
But it was at his time, like he forced it, forced it.
He had to, but she didn't have to. He felt like that would have been good for his image. You see what I'm saying?
But it's all about him. It's all about
and that's the point. That's probably why she never. That's probably why she. I mean, at the end of the day, if you was his wife, would you want to get in front of the camera and do that? You know what? I'd be like, I'm glad I'm a mystery. Because y'all don't have to talk about me. You know what?
Let me try to put myself in that place. Actually,
I
wouldn't even did it. No, Derek, not today.
Right.
Like,
not tomorrow either.
My hair ain't done.
Especially
I'm
looking like
bloated.
But she looks like that every day on her Instagram. Like she's just not flashy like that.
I would have did it. What he would have done, because to me it seemed like he was on a timeline. Let me hurry up and fix this and wipe this up and clear up this mess.
Yeah, because you could have trying to do something. Absolutely.
But if I was her, I would have been like, we gonna do this when I'm ready, because you owe me that much.
Yeah, that's too much time.
Place, then we will address the public. Let them say what they got to say.
You gonna wait too long? He gonna be done cheated again.
And-
Oh, I would have definitely told him we gonna do this on my time.
right.
If you can take me in front of the camera and humiliate me, then we're gonna do this on my time.
But
We're not
that's
finna go in
really
front of
feasible when you're talking about damage control.
Exactly. And social media, it's rolling out like
It
this.
is, but
You can't wait.
But he should. I mean, how can I
mean-
say it? Let me know I'm worth that. Am I worth it? Are you?
If you work, you done got cheated on 8 times. How much do you think you're really worth?
I would not have
Anyway.
came in front of the camera. That's the thing. Knowing you cheated on me 8 times, I would not have came in front of the camera.
Well, go ahead and roll in your car like you usually do and tell them about what you did, because I'm not doing it.
And then it's like, I caught some of like the stuff that he said. He said, oh, these relationships were not casually dating. It was stuff that's in like sexual, going out, hanging out, buying things. You were in full-fledged relationships. It's no way in hell I would have came in front of the camera and, oh, you know what? You're going to get on camera by yourself. And
But
you can go ahead and say it.
She said I didn't allow him to come back.
She
One,
left.
that probably was, I guarantee you, he probably saying like in the time when she left,
Yeah.
that's when I did. But I mean, 8 times. How long was she gone? You know what I'm saying? And how are you getting yourself together to get back with your wife?
Right.
If you were
Right.
involved with
Did
these
you go-
women. And
Did
she
you go through counseling?
She said she's
Right.
seen a change though.
Did you break up that? If my career or if something I was doing something to put myself in this place, well, are you willing to stop putting yourself in that predicament? Basically what I'm saying is, are you willing to lose your money and lose the fame and the glory to save your marriage?
Right.
So I ain't gonna
which
take
one-
care of it. She
which
don't
one
right. They
Baby,
pay the bills though.
baby, he better start personal training. Better fitness training. Get a building.
Then that gonna work.
Uh-huh.
Nobody. I mean, I can't even trust you to write a book. Like just because you look good, don't mean you can make me look good. You know how people just be lying. You know what I'm saying? I can't even trust you to train me. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we can talk about the men getting them lipo.
But that's another thing. You know, like that's what I was trying to roll into when I was saying how he wasn't that physically fit at first. You know. And how they were saying, like, you know, when you get with somebody, you got to keep it up. But you know what I'm saying? He wasn't that muscular. He wasn't that attractive. Like I said, I don't think he's attractive anyway. But that brought in more women for him. And she was kind of doing the opposite. Having kids. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
She the homemaker.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, he's out here sculpting himself. And I bet he was like, this going to look good for my image, you know. But also, he was preying on women. And I don't care if you with somebody, if you're attracted to, you know, a petite woman, you gonna tell your girl, your wife, whatever, hey, come to the gym with me.
Mm-hmm.
Work out with
I
me.
agree.
And it depends on
Well, I
how you
would
say it too. Like you don't have to kill her self-esteem by, oh baby, you fat.
Yeah,
Like you, baby,
come to the
let's
gym
do
with
this
me.
together. Like let's
That's
help each other out.
That's my point. If you got sense enough to get on the internet and break down what other men doing, tell your wife that.
Exactly.
Hey,
Right.
come to the gym. Like, and you should
Right.
have a relationship, like, to tell her, I'm
Right.
attracted to this.
Mhm.
Right.
I'm trying to work on
Right.
that. So work on it with me.
Right.
Come with me.
And then
I don't want you
and
to.
then from her standpoint, I'm a dude, like he likes to see me this way. This is my husband.
Right.
It ain't just a boyfriend.
Right.
This is my husband.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Oh, he likes it when I wear my hair like this. Well, then I'm gonna wear my hair like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, I ain't gonna do it all the time, but
I mean,
if it's a little something to kind of spice it up a little bit,
and then
I'm
if you've been together for a long time, that is necessary. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Right.
Because it
There's nothing
seems as
wrong
though
with that.
they've been together since they was in college. Kids.
Mhm.
I don't really know how long, but I seen a younger picture of them, and like you can tell, like it was back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What, like she was really small, and she's pretty. She don't dress herself up,
Right.
You know? And if you on your,
She's just like a homebody, like
she is, and
You know.
he's on. If you a social media influencer,
Mhm.
you're on the internet all day, every day.
Right.
So what you see is a
Right.
false image of all of these women
Right.
looking a certain way.
Right. Well, you guys, man, we gonna go to commercial. And when we come back, we'll dig more into this. Catch you at the break. Yeah, we back. So we're gonna pick out back out what we left off on, just discussing like their marriage with Derrick Jackson, and just basically his wife like just feeling like she should, kind of like bring herself up more, kind of do some things for herself and kind of bring herself up and don't get so lost in his his light and his shadows.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just trying to see why she feel like she can't work on something for herself. Like with a lot of, not trying to compare their marriage to a lot of people's marriages that I know, but I can see the man, like he can be doing things, like he might find some things like turn a business, a hobby into a business, and then eventually you'll see the wife, start finding some things that she like to do, and he's kind of made that way, so he'll say, well, baby, let me show you, you good at that, you're doing this well, like let me help you. And it's like they're both growing together, like you can see the growth in the marriage and stuff like that. So
but as a
maybe
narcissist,
she really doesn't have any interest.
Right.
Like maybe she's really into the kids in church and stuff like that.
and as a narcissist, you want to stagnate that. You want to keep that other person right there.
Right.
Like, I'm not trying to let you grow with me. I'm trying to maintain my power so I can manipulate you.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
And you can see that, like,
right.
you can see it.
Because she looked really defeated in that video.
And I guarantee he used it. She went
really
through some
did.
type of trauma,
yes.
and he's using that
She
against
did.
her.
Well,
Like,
I did read, they said she went through postpartum depression. She gained like 64 pounds. And she worked hard for a whole year, and she lost that weight. I think it was like from 2017 to 18. And she lost all that weight. So she did have like some bouts of depression and stuff. So who knows? She probably brought that into the relationship, and it just came out when she had her child.
but there's no way that you can get on social media and be an influencer every day to strangers and not in your own household.
Right.
Like,
In fact,
no.
you need to be influencing your household before you even step out
Right.
into
You
that
never-
world. Like, you need to do it at home first.
You never see, maybe it's like, because, getting into religion, but not necessarily. You never see TD Jakes get on here and not reference his wife or what he
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
But MJ, thank you for bringing.
Like,
thank you for bringing that up, because exactly. TVJ's got his own thing. He got what he's building. He got his books. But then you look at his wife. His wife, she's ministering now. She's writing books. She's leading women's conferences.
Pouring into
Like
her.
exactly.
Yes.
And that's what I've been trying to say.
As well as his daughter.
poured into
His whole entire
and
family.
his daughter.
And they didn't start off like his daughter.
They
No,
did
they did not start off like that.
That's my
No.
point. So that's
Right.
the vision of change. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because
Everybody reap from what the head. If you
Right.
are the head in your home, what you got going on, it flows over into the wife, and then from the wife into the children, and from the children, everybody, like, it flows. Like, thank you for bringing that up, because that's so major. Because even with Dr. Matthew Stevenson, like him and his wife, you see their union, like they're building together, their partnership.
Right.
And she's not like 100% in the pulpit, but she ministers. But yeah, she got things that she do with wealth and fitness. Like, she got all other kind of things going on. But it's like you see them building things together. Like, what he knows and what she knows, they benefiting each other. So I'm like, that's what I'm expecting. Maybe I shouldn't have the expectation from her, because she's her own person.
But you know what? Like,
but I don't think it's healthy, because where's the fruit of it?
But you know what? Like we said from the beginning, I think this all ties in. Like, with that's a good point. So like, this all ties into what we said. That Derrick is a narcissist. So he knew from the beginning that this was somebody that he could control.
Absolutely.
And they could sit in the shadows. Like, and he knew that from the beginning. So like what you're saying, like what MJ said, when you lead, everything else follows. So he knew that this was somebody that he could control.
What type of man? you can be at home, like
Exactly.
making money, but what type of man that leads his household allows his woman to just sit there? Like, you could have been
Right.
like, you can write a book too,
Right.
or you can get up. You
Right.
can be a silent party too, and
Right.
like you can still be behind the scenes. And I'm not saying we don't really know. You see what I'm saying? But even right now, you could say, hey, you can use this as a platform to pull women in and do this. You see?
Right.
It's a money to be made.
Right.
Even if she just write one book, I guarantee you.
Just like
One
one book.
She
One
flipped
book, that's all she
one
need.
book out. That's all she
One.
needs to do.
And she can just go from her experience with the postpartum depression. 'Cause
Exactly.
I
There's
read
a lot of
lot.
people that deal with that.
A lot of women that have kids deal with that. She could build a platform from that.
And my thing is, if it was your idea to get on that camera and talk about your husband cheating on you, you can make a platform.
Exactly.
Because that's way more
Exactly.
embarrassing
Exactly.
than other depression stuff. That's way
Exactly.
more embarrassing. And you stand beside yourself and do some stuff.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? How can you be strong for him like that and not yourself?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
So, Denai Jackson, man, we just gonna put it out to you, girl. We want to hear from you in your book. We want to see your platforms now shine. It's your time to shine.
Yes, girl.
You know, so do your recovery, do your healing, take as long as you need, do what you need to do for yourself, those kids, but start building. You know, hey, there's some women out here that's going through the same thing. Put it in a book, man. One book is all it takes. We want to hear from you because your husband done wrote several now. I'm about to burn his up. Let's see what you got to say.
You bought it now. You know, he already done made a profit.
He got that money out of me, but I'm just like that. It hurt me, man. It hurt me. But you know.
No. What type of history does he like? What he went to school for? You see what I'm saying? You know how
business management.
So how are you in the therapy area of, you know what I'm saying? Or this is just like perspective, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't have no type of history to be talking about this stuff like this yet. I mean, you giving the best advice for people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that's not even your area.
That's just finding a niche and running with it.
And that's the problem. That's the problem. These influencers are not so much influencing people in the right way. But this is what this generation looking up to. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's what it is.
So MJ, he graduated with a Bachelor's of Science degree from College of Business and Information Science at Tuskegee University.
And here we are.
And shortly after he graduated, they said he started working in sales and marketing.
So he knows how to market himself. He knows how to brand himself.
So this is
at
about
a Fortune 500 company now.
Oh, so this is about market. Because I'm like, what type of skills do you have to talk about?
He knew what he was doing.
I'm not mad at that. I'm just saying, like, look at the foundation, you know? 'Cause, like, you out here writing books, talking about what men and women, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
But that's not your background.
No psychology degree.
No
degree.
It's not. So, like, what are we doing? Like,
Yeah.
nobody paid attention to that?
That's a good point. Like when we were talking
because
about,
he was paying attention to he's speaking to an area that you're personally dealing with.
So basically, he preyed on the trauma.
Exactly.
What about Steve Harvey? Does he have a degree in that? What about Tyrese?
I wouldn't listen to Tyrese.
I won't listen to any of them, so I can't.
MJ got a point. Now, and let me tell you,
I read Steve Harvey.
And Steve, I read his book too.
I read it.
But
I think he's a more reputable source, though. I mean, I could be wrong.
But you do, but like, okay, with Steve Harvey, I had to take a look at his, like, you know, you can't really judge people from their past, but it gives you a good picture of what you're dealing with. So Steve Harvey been married 4 times. It's like, how can you realistically tell somebody how to have a good relationship when you've been married 4 times?
Maybe he went to therapy and figured it out. I don't know.
Look, he did not. He did not go to he did not go to any therapy. But I'm assuming, I guess he got it right this time, but that's just me. Like, in his book, his book sounds so good and so believable. Because, oh yeah, I read his book. I'm like, oh yeah, you got good points in here. You know, I was like,
truthfully, man, who's really getting it right? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just truthfully. Who is really?
I tell you who's getting it right.
Who's getting it right, girl?
Oprah and Stedman.
Jackie.
They've been together for about 30 many years.
Okay.
You don't hear any scandals.
But are they really
Together.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I got okay.
But-
come on now.
But you know what it's all about? Oprah, it's all about money thing.
Thank you. This is America.
This is all
It's
about money.
image.
It's all about
At the end of the day,
it's all about
about
money.
But
But it's
Stephanie knows
like
what time it is. He ain't never embarrassed her. He be helping her up them
Would
stairs.
you? I wouldn't cheat on Oprah either. What do you mean?
All right, you guys, we're gonna go to commercial, man. All right, guys, we're back. So we're gonna end it on this. So we don't. I mean, pretty much what we've just come to the conclusion that Derrick Jackson has just kind of built his whole franchise on just false image and just putting out there what sells. And he basically found what people could identify or you know what they're going through in their own lives and just said, hey, I'ma sell this. This, you know, it sells. So anybody?
Like Carrie said, Derrick Jackson built his whole platform off what he think society wanted to hear. And he married somebody that he knew he could control and sit in the shadows. And you know, he can just go out and do what he wants to, cheat but yet tell us that, hey, that's the wrong thing to do. This is how you be in a relationship. So at the end of the day, I think it was all about money for him to build his platform.
It's the good old American way. Cash is.
Y'all thought y'all was getting authentic, but got processed food.
Man, that wasn't organic, was it? How do you know if it's organic? That's like, but y'all ain't know he was lying.
Right.
Y'all felt that in your spirit. I wasn't buying it. You feel me?
I bought it.
I wasn't buying it.
I bought all this.
I just feel like
Man, I was like, let me see what Derrick Jackson got to say about this.
he promoted it. Okay, I'm gonna say this. Like, it just gonna go back to the TV Jakes. Now, you don't ever see him getting on like his platform and dissecting things the way he did.
Mm-hmm.
He let it speak through the word and he referenced things. You know what I'm saying? He also has a wife to prove. You know what I'm saying? How long him and his wife been together? Like, it speak for himself.
Mhm.
You see this man by himself riding in the car on every video
Mm-hmm.
and talking about, but he never said he was married.
Never
Right.
said
Right. So like, then you knew he was a catfish. Like, he was just hiding stuff. You know what I'm saying? It didn't seem authentic at all. If
So
you
really take
dissect
these
it.
people with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Don't support that stuff. Just wait a little bit. Give it at least a year, 2 years until something happens, a scandal come out. Then you'll be looking like Boo Boo the Fool.
He was going longer than that though.
It was longer than that.
Man.
And so
Right
all
after
it
that.
takes is one viral video.
That's
and
it. That's it.
You are an influencer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially with this
And that works.
today's
Yeah.
society, that's it. That's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
took.
The internet has taken over, y'all.
Yeah.
The internet.
I'm telling
Undefeated. It is.
All right, guys. So we're gonna end it here. Man, we just say, hey, you know, please chime in again. You know, like, share, subscribe to our podcast, and we out. Oh, yeah, but the beat.